Hey, what's up, guys? Glab Straub here. Just doing a video following up from the video that I posted previously about Jamie Morgan Kane. That was his response video to Don Shipley, who's obviously outed a lot of information about him. I just watched a video that Don has done on his subscribers only website. It's called Extreme Seal Experience. So if you want to watch the entire thing, it's actually just a little interview with his son, Jamie Morgan Kane's son. So it's pretty nuts. And Jamie Morgan Kane's son has actually sent his birth records indicating that, you know, the man known as Jamie Morgan Kane is in fact this guy's father. So I've just made a few basic notes, basically, and let's go through some. I'm not going to hit too many points because obviously it's a paid for website, so if you want to watch the entire thing, really just go watch it. It's about $10 for a month's registrations. Maybe you'll like it. Right, so here we go. So the summary and the notes that I've made here for the video that was made by Don Shipley. Jamie Morgan Kane's son rings up Don. He had little contact with his father as a young man. He wrote letters to Jamie Morgan Kane while Jamie Morgan Kane was in prison in 1995 while his son was in high school. Jamie Morgan Kane actually sent a copy of his DD-214 to his son. His son says that it is in his possession, and he said that he thought it was an obvious fake, an obvious false. So his son said that Jamie Morgan Kane was, in fact, born in 1956. He did go into the Navy in 1974, and his son was born in 1976. There is apparently evidence that a naval officer noticed him and noticed him as John Wetmore during the time that he enlisted a second time, and he was booted out on that basis. So again, there's quite a lot of mounting evidence against the story that we are presented by the man known as Jamie Morgan Kane. So, what's next? It's apparent that he did enlist under the Frey or Fry name, and later on his son does state that Frey or Fry was his mother's maiden name, and that is where he got the name from. His son also does confirm something that Don Shipley has stated in his videos, that Jamie Morgan Kane has a criminal past. He says he has, and also stipulated that he was illegally withheld from his mother by Jamie Morgan Kane as well until the date of October 1980, where Jamie Morgan Kane was arrested for some petty criminal behaviour. Okay, so he says also an important part of Jamie Morgan Kane's life and his story about his life is that he came from the Isle of Man. Now, I am English, I'm from London, but he normally calls his language Gaelic, which is quite odd because they don't speak Gaelic. The Gaelic is a language in Ireland and in Scotland, but in the Isle of Man, they call it Manx. So he has never, to my knowledge, referred to it as Manx. And I think, again, this is just one of the small things. The devil is in the detail with these kind of stories. So on to say, unfortunately, his son does say that Sean Atwood is just as culpable for not checking Jamie Morgan Kane's background. Personally, I don't think Sean is part of any kind of fraudulent behaviour or criminal activity. I think that's quite obvious from his content and from his charitable activity as well. So that's my personal opinion. I know, I'm not really gonna stipulate any more on that. Apparently, Sean and Jamie Morgan Kane have contacted the Sun, but the Sun did not consent to helping them and just kind of didn't respond back. His son also confirms a lack of service in Vietnam. So he also says that Jamie Morgan Kane was never deployed outside of the state of California. His son also says that Jamie Morgan Kane is not a UK citizen and was never a UK citizen. And because of that, he is struggling to get UK benefits. In the UK, you can get housing benefits, you can get employment benefits, you can get tax reductions, and this all requires you to have a national insurance number. And if you don't have a national insurance number, it means you can't get a claim a lot of the time. There are exceptions. But even people like refugees, and I know this from personal experience, from a professional experience, that it is very hard to get benefits even for people like that who are fleeing war. So they're saying, obviously, Don is kind of stipulating that because of the lack of valid documents in Jamie Morgan Kane's possession, the Department of Work and Pensions, DWP in the UK, cannot confirm whether or not he is entitled to these benefits. So it's very interesting. Again, the devil's in the details, and the DWP, as a lot of British people know, is a fucking hungry beast, and it doesn't like to part with its money very easily. So, just to continue and end also, Atwood has said legal entities in the UK, i.e. private investigators, are investigating the story. And, so just wanted to say thanks for watching my previous video. I just wanted to sort of expand on this issue. And, yep, I don't know if I'm going to do another video, but I said to a few people that I would. So, yeah, take care, guys, and have a good one.